the two anchors are somatic methodologies and what somatic may mean to each one of us. I just bring it there. There's a term, it's called somatic, and practice as research. If you're not familiar with what practice research or practice as research may mean, it is basically the sort of academic research that necessitates practice. There is some sort of dynamic, or there should be, a dynamic interrelation between practice and theory, theory and practice, but the question, or the interrogation, the curiosity requires practical searching and practical researching. You keep mentioning bodies. So if I can bring something in, only based on the vocabulary, because soma is already familiar in the Greek language, because it's the word for the living body. So another question that I bring in the circle for you and your ongoing thinking through your embodied minds is what can be the difference between a body and a soma. There were, you mentioned some things, about the inner and the outer, and different possibilities within that. I just wish to bring that in. So there's a discussion between two experts in what practice research or performance as research may mean. And I went through it and I was like, wait a sec, I can distill some main ideas that I feel that resonate a lot with the somatic inquiry too. So again, if I can bring them in the circle, is the significance of unlearning. So what may be already present and how open I am to allow it to be refreshed. The openness to the not yet knowing, and of course I'm bringing them because you have been mentioning, basically, and the significance of somatically-informed reflection. So it's not only, the thinking, but the experience. Okay.
Somehow I have an intuition, because I've been doing things like, going to places like Corfu, like I went to Ioannina and I went to Delphi last year, with companies that like pilgrimages with people, and somehow my intuition is that somaticity, or whatever you want to call it, is being with others and being in a place, and I just have a question mark around what that could prompt more. So I have a question mark.
The witness's responsibility to follow. But at the same time, witnesses stay within yourself. What I would like you to start noticing is how you can resonate a little bit more with where they are, instead of feeling that, oh, I follow. And when you feel that you're more present in echoing rather than keeping the contact, go for it. And again, of course, we did it before, too. If the breath wants to become voicing, any sort of voicing, please feel free. If the movement wants to stay on spot, please go for that too.
Really peaceful.
It's alright to breathe here.
Oh, it's all this time like, alright, this person I don't know, and then I'm feeling you breathing. I'm like, oh, you're a human. Yes, yes. I like, yeah. There's a true connection in.
We name it the speed of life as it is, and that kind of acceleration to knowing things and confirming them and defining. And on a personal, also professional level, that's exhausting me. So I'm finding ways to, like, how do we resource ourselves and slow things down, and not prematurely going into cognition in the way of through thinking cognition, but allow sense-felt information to be informing choice making and options that are available, and noticing the opportunities for forks in the road.
I see quick moves with flat hands. I sense my eyes widening and heartbeat increasing. I feel fascination and fear. I imagine a kung fu fighter.
Nothingness, the void, an absence of matter, the blank page, utter silence, no thing, no thought, no awareness. Have we not already said too much, simply in pronouncing its name? Perhaps we should let emptiness speak for itself.
Still feel it now. I wrote, I'm receiving and I'm being received. And for the first time I feel that I'm talking to everybody, and I'm receiving. I'm not just giving.
And even that first contact, you might need to explore. Some people might have, a very easy threshold of contact. Some other people might need a little bit something. We need to see what that body needs. We're there for them, not for us. So both of you try to breathe in the impulse. Softening. What would happen if I gave an impulse to this direction? I give it and I go. Okay? And what would happen if I gave the same impulse, etc.? It's a concrete, a very specific question that I'm asking of this body.
I think. If I feel it.
I think that.
Yes, I feel
Let it be magic.
If I feel
Costumes,
it,
I also perceive them very much like trees or the plants, or they also have their own life. So yeah, I have a little bit like respect for what their own voice, their own movement, what they can offer, not just what I can do to them, how I animate them, how do they have their own life. The grass is always there, always moving. Whether that's outside, inside, circulating between. Contact with all the different structures and music as well. Yeah. Yeah, it's so helpful. It's a somatic awakener.
It so intrigues your curiosity. I mean, if you were in the room, it's like, okay, yeah, concrete, up, mat. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a massive difference.
I've been thinking all weekend how the act of drawing and mind making ties in with the somatic experience of you're connected to the pencil, which is connecting to the page, and it's coming through you. And I don't actually have an answer, so any thoughts we have would be good.
When I draw, I find my breath, my focus, my concentration, and it's probably looking back, most definitely thinking back to an educational thing, of like just the patterning of when I'm in that drawing mode, or when I'm in that mode of intense focus, the shifts that, and the mind structures that come in, like this has to be accurate, this has to be, but all that, and just the change in breath and the change in and to almost explore doing it from different character states, or doing it from or really I don't know. This is something I'm curious about.
We were sharing the same energy, we were sharing the same kind of rhythm, the same tone, and obviously I love the journey of the day in that sense of like connecting with one another on so many different levels in so many different ways, to the point where we could all be doing a completely different physical thing, and yet that energy was like one big tree.
want to ignite the magic in this beautiful way.
The so known as somatic field, and something about the existence of the notion out there. And I'm interested in both, because I'm interested in finding possible links and possible disattunements. And I experience part of it.
I try always to find ways to play with the words, but with the letters in the words.
Yes.
So I took the word somatics, and I took the letters of the word somatic and tried to recall what brings to me right now. So I have some words. Maybe it's my definition for somatics. Somatics, yeah. Space, open, mystery, awareness, touch, insight, creation, soul. And then trying to see what the words make for me, all of them. I have this, a creation of mysterious awareness through touch, and inside an open space for soul. Very good. That's somatic for me. So I give my definition if you want to.
Right now, the whole world is under a somatic experience.
This is what
It's totally changing.
this is what Richard Schusterman says. We are in a somatic turn. He defines that we are in the 21st century is a century of somatic turn. And there is the term somatic turn exists in different contexts. I found it even in theoretical discussion on architecture. Based on what you said, and so I will just bring it back to the context of practice research or artistic research. To me, first and foremost, this sort of reflection allows me to see myself as an artist in relation to what is current. Otherwise, we can be self-absorbed and there's I love the arts, I'm an artist. Whereas when the theories come in and when I see that I can relate and that I can challenge the normally perceived thinkers, through doing, thinking, doing, then I feel that I can offer some change. I can be in relation, No man is an island. No woman is an island, no human being is an island.